Hey, everybody. Happy Friday. I'm going to tell you how to avoid the 6-month slump. If you just got started your bookkeeping business this year, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You do it for a couple months, it's fun, it's exciting. And then you get to that point where you start to doubt yourself. You start to second guess. You start to question whether or not this is a good idea. I don't know what happened. I just snapped a quick picture of me getting ready to do this YouTube live. I took a couple of quick sips of my coffee, and for some reason, I just started feeling extra motivated, extra inspired. I don't know what came over me, but this quote came to mind, and I just posted it on my social media. You need to show up every day, even when you feel like quitting. Motivation gets you started, discipline carries you to the finish line. And I love that because it is so hard to keep going. It's so hard to finish. It's pretty easy to get started. It's fun, it's exciting, it's new. Everybody likes to get started, but to finish, that's what separates winners and losers. So I'm feeling extra motivated right now. Although I will be honest, I was feeling extra demotivated when I thought about making this video. I made this video because honestly, I feel like I'm experiencing the 6-month slump in Zip Capital. And I just wanted to kind of talk about some of my own personal feelings, and hopefully my feelings and my experiences can help inspire, motivate, educate you possibly. So let's jump right into my notes. If you're watching this live, let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me. If you're watching live, you can go ahead and ask questions in the chat. If you're watching a rerun, I go live every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 10 a.m. And then if you're listening to my podcast on Apple or Spotify and you want to see the video, check out my YouTube channel. It's the exact same name on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify. Let's talk about my notes. I have some notes for you. These are some tips for getting through that 6-month slump, for losing momentum. You got to keep the momentum going. So I talk about this way too much. And I thought about not talking about this first because I sound like a broken record, but I decided to include this first idea because it's so important. And I talk about it all the time because it's seriously the key to my success. And I believe it's the key to what can get you to your success too. Having a pipeline every single day for leads, marketing, sales, every single day. And it's my social media marketing strategy. I know I talk about it all the time, but seriously, it's my thing. It's what got me to this point. It's what got me to having $2 million of other people's money in Zip Capital. It's what got me to 80 bookkeeping clients. It's what got me to $100,000 of revenue per month. Yeah. Okay. Pipeline, having a pipeline every single day. And it's a social media marketing strategy. Comment where your ideal clients hang out. So, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, comment. Comments are super underrated. You can make as many comments as you want and you can piggyback off of other people's posts. Sometimes, honestly, comments get more exposure than your actual post. It's really low key and it doesn't really take as much effort. It's not as scary as actually posting to your own personal page. You can just comment on other people's stuff. And this is just a really good way. I recommend, I refer to this as engaging with your community. So comment on your prospective clients' stuff, reply to comments if you can. I recommend try to do this 10 times per day if you can. You can do as much as you want. You could literally hang out all day on social media and you can engage with your community. One thing I don't want you to do, don't mindlessly scroll social media. I do it. Of course, we all do it, but try to limit it. Try not to do it. Try to snap out of it because you could easily waste 20 minutes mindlessly scrolling through social media. But instead, I want you to intentionally engage with people on social media. So I want you to actively be commenting on people's posts. It's not fun. This is not fun. This is work. Commenting on people's posts is not meant to be fun. Oh, I don't want to do it because I don't like doing it. It's not fun. Yeah, well, growing a business is very, very hard. You're going to have to do things you don't want to do. So this is not fun social media activity. This is work. This is growing your business. This is networking. This is marketing. This is engaging with your community. So intentionally scroll through your newsfeed and intentionally comment on everybody's posts as much as you possibly can. Post daily. Of course, duh, obviously, post daily. You can't stop. You can't stop. I compare it a lot to I was taking online college classes and I wanted to take a break so badly. I was taking accounting classes at Penn State, and so badly I wanted to take a break. I just wanted one semester off because I had kids, I was growing my bookkeeping business, and I was exhausted. But I knew if I took one semester off, that would be it. I would be done. It would be so hard for me to get back to class because I would be out of the routine. I would become complacent. I would get used to the new schedule of not having to do homework every single weekend. It's the same concept with posting. You have to post every day. If you take off one day, then one day turns to 5 days, turns to 5 weeks, turns to, man, I haven't posted in social media in a long time. What happened? It's because you took off one day. I know it might seem like one day. Trust me, it's not. If you're really struggling, just make a quick post. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't even have to be good. Try to make it as good as you possibly can, but you got to post every single day on social media. Sending connection requests. I try to send 30 connection requests every single day on LinkedIn. I don't try, I do. I actually do send 30 connection requests every single day on LinkedIn. And then if you're feeling motivated, you can also do it on Facebook. Direct messages. So I had an epiphany earlier this week. This is not a sales strategy. So I have a 4-step social media marketing strategy. And then I say my 5th step is sales, it's sending DMs to people. But I had an epiphany and I realized it's not sales. I'm not doing sales, I'm doing direct marketing. And that makes a lot more sense to me. If I was really trying to do sales, I would be a lot more strategic, almost sneaky, kind of psychologically trying to get in their head and have a conversation. But that's not what I'm doing. My direct message strategy is direct marketing, it's not sales. So the way I look at it is I make content all the time, and some people might see it, some people might not see it. So I want to directly target specific people. I want to basically send my marketing content directly to people. So that's why I have the strategy of connecting with people every day and then sending them a direct message, or what I might start calling sending them direct marketing 30 days after they accept your friend request. And it's not a sales pitch. It's really just direct marketing. Hey, I'm a bookkeeper. Let me know if you ever need help with your QuickBooks. Or you can make it a little bit longer if you want. For Zip Capital, I say something like, hey, I've got a local investment fund. I'm offering 8 to 12% fixed returns. I do real estate private money lending. It could be a great alternative. If you've got $25,000 or more of cash laying around, let me know if you ever want to talk about it or learn more. That's my direct marketing message that I send to everybody who accepts my connection requests. So, how do you stay motivated? How do you get past this 3 to 6 month slump? This alone is the win. This is a very strategic way of thinking that will change the way you view your daily grind of trying to grow your business. This is the win. The win is showing up every day and creating content and sending the connection request, not the number of clients you get. That's not the win. Your goal should be one to two recurring clients every month, but that's not the win. Because that might not happen. You might not achieve that, and then you feel defeated. And that's out of your control. But what you can control is showing up every day and creating content every day and doing what you plan on doing every day. That is the win. That's why you can't skip a day. If you skip a day, you lose that day. But if you show up and go through the motions and try to get better and do what you say you're going to do, that's the win. And you have 100% control over that. Every morning, quite literally, every morning, I want to skip my LinkedIn outreach. I'll just be honest. I'm feeling exhausted. This is why I made this. This is why I decided to make this video. It was literally this morning. I did not want to send the connection requests. But for motivation, I looked at all the connections that I added on LinkedIn. July, 165. August, 197. September, 198. October, 245. I don't accept connection requests from anybody. So these are not random people all over the world sending me LinkedIn connections. These are strategically sent LinkedIn connections, on average about 200 every single month. I get 200 new LinkedIn connections every month. In my opinion, I get 200 new potential leads every month because on LinkedIn, you can also find people's email addresses. So every time somebody accepts my connection request, I get their email address and then I send them an email and then I send them a message 30 days later and then they see my LinkedIn marketing content. I just imagine, what if I kept doing this for 2 more years? What if I didn't give up? Seriously, 200 every month, 2,400 in 2 years. I will have 5,000 connections on LinkedIn. And so when you look at it like that, it's like, okay, you know what? Maybe I should wake up this morning and send 30 connection requests so that I can get to 5,000 over the next 2 years. 5,000, that sounds pretty cool. 30, that's boring. That's lame. That doesn't get me excited. 5,000 in 2 years, that gets me excited. So I try to think about big picture. Imagine what your growth might be if you keep going in this direction. Okay. So that was number one. We have five more. So stick with me. If you're watching live, feel free to ask questions. Let's see. Is anybody watching live? Oh, we've got more than 30 people watching live. Let's go. If anybody has any questions, let me know in the chat. I will do my best to answer everybody's questions. Okay, let's try to go through these next five a little bit faster. Commit to one clear offer. Commit to one clear offer. After 6 months, you're going to learn a lot about your business. You're going to learn a lot about what people need, what people want. You're going to hear so many new prospective clients bring up 500 different problems that you have. And you are going to see so many dollar signs, so many opportunities to solve problems, but you have to commit to one clear offer. Monthly bookkeeping for a specific type of client. QuickBooks Online, only do bookkeeping. Do not keep rebuilding your offer every time somebody says no, or every time somebody says they want something different. I made the same mistake. I was working in office. I was working QuickBooks Desktop. I was filing sales tax. I was helping people with payroll because I just wanted to help everybody. And I was like, well, shoot, if I help everybody, I'll make more money. But that's not the case. That's how you get burnt out. That's how you get frustrated. That's how you get overwhelmed and do a bad job. Do a good job by committing to one clear offer and reduce your stress and have clear marketing. Have clear marketing. Have a clear message. Everybody knows who you are, what you do, what's your offer. It's hard enough to sell one thing. It's nearly impossible to sell three things. Now, of course, you're going to see the big Fortune 500 companies, the big social media influencers. Yes, they might be able to sell multiple things, but guess what? They have a $500,000 a month marketing budget. They have 10 million followers on social media. Us, we have barely $500 a month to spare, and we have 1,000 followers on social media. So we can't do what everybody else does. We have to have a clear marketing, clear offer. So for me, let's think about me personally. I have three things that I do right now. And in the beginning of this year, I reached a pivotal moment in my entrepreneurship, my entrepreneur career. I had a decision to make. Did I want to go all in on my education business, making about 10,000 bucks a month, my lending business, making about $20,000 a month, or bookkeeping, making about $50,000 per month? All in, that's about $1 million per year. And just as a side note, as of October 31st, I officially hit 1 million profit for the first time ever. And I did it in 10 months this year. So last year, 2 years ago, I was at 300. Last year, I was at 750. This year, 1 million, on pace to hit 1.2 million. So with that being said, you can absolutely get to 1 million profit per year with doing different things. But I want to get above and so this is kind of like for maybe some people who are maybe a little bit further ahead, but still, this is probably still good information for you. I want to get to the next level. I want to get beyond $1 million of profit, 5 million, $10 million of annual profit. I came to the realization that I cannot grow all three of these different businesses at the same time. It's just not possible. I had to pick. And so I am going all in on Zip Capital, real estate private money lending, investment fund, raising capital from accredited investors, and funding real estate acquisitions. And I made that decision in probably December of 2024 when my bookkeeping business was at its peak. It's very difficult to say no to distractions. It's very difficult to choose to make the right decision. Choosing the right thing is oftentimes just as important as saying no to the wrong things. So I had three options: bookkeeping, education, private money lending. I went all in on Zip Capital and private money lending. Here's the thing, it's a risk. Of course, I don't know what's going to happen. It could be a huge risk. Maybe the bookkeeping business would have been the right thing to do. Maybe education would have been the right thing to do. Or maybe I got lucky and Zip Capital is the right thing to do. Here's what I do know. I'm pretty confident you can turn any business into an 8-figure business. You can make $10 million doing anything. There are absolutely education companies, investment funds, and bookkeeping and accounting businesses that absolutely make $10 million per year. But I don't think you can do all three at once. So if you want to get to that next level, I think this is true from the very beginning up until the very end. I think it's really good to focus on a very small number of things. In my example, for me, it's all about Zip Capital. Raising your standards, not your stress. Minimum pricing. If you're in that 6-month slump and you're struggling to get clients, or maybe you're getting too many clients and maybe you're feeling overworked, I don't know what it is, but you got to have a minimum price. You can't take on work for $50 a month or $15 an hour. You have to have a minimum price. For me, in the beginning, it was $200 per month and $50 per hour. That was kind of like, once I got to that 6-month mark, that was my minimum price. $200 a month, $50 an hour. Don't give custom discounts just to get a quick yes. It's not worth it. It's going to stress you out. It's going to reduce the quality of customer service you can provide because you're taking on work at a discounted price. So you're going to be taking on more work and making less money, therefore reducing the quality of your customer service. Don't give out custom disc. It's a cheap, quick Band-Aid fix to a long-term problem. So instead, improve your offer, improve your sales pitch, improve your marketing content, improve your QuickBooks knowledge, get better. Don't provide cheaper services. Don't give out custom discounts just to get a quick yes. Make it a goal. Make it a goal of getting at least one recurring client per month. That's your goal. That should be your goal getting started. 1 to 2 clients per month, recurring bookkeeping clients. Just so you know, first year, at the end of the first year, I had 10 clients. End of the second year, I had 20 clients and then 40 clients. And then at the end of 2024, year 4, I had 80 bookkeeping clients. Now I have 70. I've lost some clients over this year. I fired some clients. Some people decided to go with their CPA. Some people decided to go with an in-house hire an in-house bookkeeper, but I doubled every year. So my goal, my recommendation for you, try to get 1 client per month. Okay, we have 2 more, maybe 3 more. Build simple systems early. If you're feeling stressed out, it's because you probably don't have a clear process for doing things. Client onboarding checklist. What do you do? What do you ask? What kind of questions do you ask? When you have a sales call, do you know exactly what information you need? If not, think about it. Try to come up with a client onboarding checklist. What are the steps? What's the process? Whenever you talk to a client or a prospective client, you should know exactly what the next steps are. If you don't know what the next steps are, they definitely don't know what the next steps are. You need to have a very clear understanding what are the next steps. That way, at the end of the call, you can very easily move on to next steps because you want to keep the process moving. If you don't know what to do next, then you're not going to get to the next step. Pretty simple. Monthly close checklist. As bookkeepers, we go through the same thing every single month. It shouldn't be a surprise that you need bank statements. It shouldn't be a surprise that you have to answer some questions about about categorizing their transactions, or that you have to send them their P&L every single month. You need to have a monthly close checklist. Know exactly who your clients are, what bank accounts they have, credit card accounts, what's their email address so that you can request the information. It should not be a surprise every single month. Come up with templates for emails, proposals, maybe a Loom walkthrough. If you want to record a video, you can do a screen share and do a Loom walkthrough. These systems help to remove the chaos and the confusion, and they can create confidence whenever you're starting to panic. As your business starts to grow, or as you start to feel frustrated or burnt out, having these systems and templates in place early will just enable you to continue to grow. They will enable you to work effortlessly and to work more efficiently. 2 more. Stay close to winners. I'm going to try to go through these fast so that we can get to the questions. Let's see. Am I losing people? Nope. We've got 40 people watching live. That's great. If you're watching live, keep asking questions. I'm going to try to get to your questions. I promise. Hang out with winners. Stay close to winners. I have an abundance mindset. I believe there is more than enough money for all of us to succeed. There are more than enough bookkeeping clients for all of us to succeed. Hang out with other bookkeepers who are growing. This is a great place to be. Watching live Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, listen to my podcast. This is a great way for you to stay focused and motivated. Also, I host a private group meeting every Monday at 3 p.m. It's been really helpful for a ton of people. Right now, there are 40 other bookkeepers just like you in that meeting. There's a link down below. If you want to join that private group meeting, we meet every Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I would love for you to join us. And then you can share wins, you can share losses, you can share numbers, you can share success stories, you can ask questions. It's really good as an entrepreneur. It's really good to try to stay connected with other entrepreneurs, especially other bookkeepers. So in your local community, try to connect with other entrepreneurs. Nationwide, try to connect with other bookkeepers. It'll really help you with your mental health, and it'll really help you stay focused on your business. One more, decide your runway before you get tired. So commit to 12 months of aggressive action, 12 months of consistency, 12 months of a long-term commitment. I'm going to post every day. What am I doing right now? I'm going live every day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday on YouTube. Is it the right strategy? I don't know. I don't know if it's the right strategy, but I do know that I'm going to just try to do more. I'm going to try to do as much as I can. And then I'm gonna try to make it better. I'm spending so much time making this content that I'm forcing myself to want to make it better. If I'm spending this much time making these videos and creating this content, social media marketing, hosting networking events, if I'm spending all this time doing all this work, I'm just naturally going to try to make it better. So commit to a long-term goal. And then manage your own expectations. There's going to be slow months. There's going to be boring weeks. That's the whole point of this 6-month slump. It's going to be slow. It's going to be boring. You're going to have to do the same thing over and over again. It's really fun for the first 3 months, but then it becomes really repetitive, really boring. And you're going to have good months and you're going to have slow months. You're going to have good weeks and slow weeks. As an entrepreneur, it's a roller coaster. If it were easy, everybody would be doing it. So you have to do some deep soul searching, and you have to tell yourself this is going to be very, very hard. Don't ever let anybody tell you starting the business is easy. It's incredibly hard. It can be really simple, but it's incredibly hard. Treat consistency as your main marketing goal. I talked about this a little bit earlier. This is how I'm going to end. Consistency is your goal. Just try to do more every day, and then you can try to get better, and then maybe you could try to come up with doing new stuff, but just pick 1 or 2 goals and do that every single day and do it more, do it longer, and then you can make it better. And then you can start incorporating new marketing strategies, but don't jump from strategy to strategy. Don't. That's the worst thing you can do. Don't try Facebook for 2 months and then go to Instagram. And then Instagram's not working, go to YouTube. You can't do that. You have to commit 12 months. You got to do something for 12 months and then you can switch it up. But don't give up before 12 months. Okay, let's go to the questions. Let's see. All right. Good morning, Zach. Thanks for sharing your insights with us again. A couple of questions for you. Has your rate transaction formula always worked out for you in terms of the level of effort you project for the client? Yeah. So I charge $3 per transaction. It's always been really good. I started at $2 per transaction, and now I do $3 per transaction. I still think it's really, really good. I still think it works. Here's the thing, though. If it's not working, you can always change it, especially if you onboard a new business and they don't really have a ton of banking activity and things grow rapidly. Just be honest and transparent. Hey, here's the number of transactions you had in the first 3 months. Here's the number of transactions you had in the last quarter. Your business has doubled. Or here's your revenue. Your revenue has doubled over the past 6 months. Because of that, I'm going to have to increase your bookkeeping price by 30%. Just be honest and transparent with your clients. How do you record the transactions for clients who don't want to connect their accounts to QBO? And what rate would you charge for manual entries? I'm not doing manual entries. You can import an Excel spreadsheet into the QuickBooks bank feed. So that's the only other option. So if they don't want to connect their bank accounts, first of all, if they don't want to connect their bank accounts, I would probably ask why. I would ask them, I would try to find out what their what their problem is or what they're afraid of and why they don't want to do that. But if they still really don't want to do it, probably for security reasons, then they're going to need to export the transactions into an Excel spreadsheet and send them to me once a month. And then you can import those transactions into QuickBooks. I might charge a little bit extra for that. Any thoughts on cryptocurrency? No, I have never purchased cryptocurrency. I have never purchased a mutual fund or an ETF that participates in cryptocurrency. I actually have zero thoughts on cryptocurrency. DFOS, hey Zach, these live streams have been a big motivator to keep me going and avoid the slump. God bless. Appreciate you, DFOS. I do it for you. Mike, Zach, thank you for your motivation and inspiration. Have been following you for the past 6 months, so much so I just started my business today. Mike, let's go. Everybody, look at that. We have really kind of created a community here. I'm seeing a lot of the same people. Bob Rivera, DFOS, Mike, Aaron. I'm seeing a lot of the same people show up to these lives. This has been pretty cool. We kind of have like our own little community here. So I really appreciate all of you showing up every single day. When you onboard someone, I heard you mention an onboarding fee. Can you speak to this? 1 month of services. So if I'm charging you $500 a month, your onboarding fee is $500. Super, super simple. When does it get covered in the sales call? It gets covered during the quote. So I will send them a quote and then I will explain the onboarding fee in the quote. Nobody has a problem with it. Pretty standard. Nobody has a problem with it. Don't be afraid. Thank you for staying determined and always posting these videos. You're welcome. Aaron Hollinsworth, I know you charge $3 per transaction. Do you not charge extra if they have loans, vehicles, or things that need depreciated monthly? Nope, I don't charge extra for those. I just don't. If they have a ton of bank accounts, I might consider charging a little bit extra, but no, I don't charge more. But here's the thing. If you have a client who they have 20 vehicle loans and maybe you missed it during the quoting process and 3 months go by and you realize this is a lot more work than I thought, be honest, increase the price, be honest. If you're feeling frustrated, if you're feeling overwhelmed, that we are entrepreneurs. We can literally make up the rules as we go. We can do whatever we want. So if you truly feel like your time is not being compensated fairly, just let them know. Let them know like, hey, this is a lot more work than I thought it was going to be. I need to increase your price. I took off and haven't posted since Monday. Today's the day. Only Johanna. Yes. Don't do it again. Of course. Now, everything I say comes with a caveat. Like if you're struggling with your mental health, or if you're feeling sick, or if you're on vacation, or if you're intentionally taking a break to spend time with family or recharge or take a sabbatical, sure. Yeah. Take a break. But if you're just feeling lazy that day, or if you're just feeling tired that day, or if you just are making excuses, just spontaneously making excuses, that's what I'm talking about. If you are intentionally taking a break, making a very calculated decision, yes, do your thing. Don't let me stop you. But I'm not really talking to you. I'm talking more so to the people who are just spontaneously wanting to take a day off. I'm talking to you. Don't do it. Just post. Just take 10 minutes and make a post. It can be something so super simple, but you can't skip a day. You skip a day, you skip 5 days, it turns into 5 months, and your business is going to fail. I'm being dramatic, but seriously, don't take a day off. What are your thoughts on actually partnering with a CPA who has his own firm and reached out to me to help take the bookkeeping side and other special bookkeeping projects? I think it's a great idea, Jeff. I think it's a great idea. Just make sure you clearly communicate what are the expectations. Are you going to be an independent contractor for him? Is he going to pay you directly? Are the clients going to pay you and then you pay him a referral fee? What does that look like? What does that relationship look like? Wow. Thank you for that insight. Absolutely. You're welcome. Brett Klein, good to see you. If you do a cleanup and they have a lot of undeposited funds that don't match to any deposits, how do you clear those out to start fresh? So you always want to try to do your best to accurately match things one-on-one, like transaction for transaction. You always want to try to do it perfectly if you can. If that's impossible, if you can't, then you can go up, click on plus new in the top left-hand corner, click bank deposit, and then you can just select all of the bank deposits on a monthly basis. So if you're doing a 2024 cleanup and they have a ton of undeposited funds, then just go month by month, select all of the January 2024 undeposited funds. And then In the bottom, you can cancel it out by doing the same income account and then just do the negative amount. So if you have 5 undeposited funds for $1,000 each, you've got $5,000 of undeposited funds in January of 2024. Select all 5 of those undeposited funds in the bank deposit screen, and then in the bottom, you can do another entry, services negative $5,000. And so it cancels out. So it's negative $5,000 and then it cancels out and then it'll have a $0 bank deposit. That's how I do it. Might not be the best way to do it, but that's worst case scenario if you can't fix it. Q Brown 87, favorite meal. That's a really good question. I really like lasagna. I had sushi yesterday. I love high quality sushi. I like steak. Steak is amazing. Really like steak. Easy to cook at home. Throw it on the grill. Tastes delicious every single time. Super healthy. Steak, sushi, lasagna. I really like ethnic food. Can I say the word ethnic? Like Thai food. I love Thai. I love sushi. Yeah, I love food in general. I love breakfast. I love lunch. I love sandwiches. I love a cheesesteak. I love sandwiches. You're getting me hungry. It's almost lunchtime. Let's see. Heavy Arms 323. Hey Zach, I had 3 clients for my bookkeeping business, but it was one guy with 3 companies. He terminated his contract with me yesterday. Now I'm back to square one. How do I bounce back? Don't give up. Don't give up. Continue, just double down on your marketing. Continue to create more marketing, reach out to more people, try to schedule more meetings. Go back to your leads list. That's why I have an Excel spreadsheet. This is like my emergency Excel spreadsheet. If I'm having so anytime somebody expresses interest in my company, I've got a leads list for Zip Capital. Anytime somebody sends a message or comments on my Facebook post or texts me or calls me or expresses interest in person, I have an Excel spreadsheet for Zip Capital and I add them. John Smith, November 7th, text message, or Facebook or email, or we talked at the gym. And I will have an Excel spreadsheet of all the leads of everybody who's expressed interest in Zip Capital. If I'm having a slow day or a slow afternoon or a slow week, I'll open up that Excel spreadsheet and I will just hit my leads list. I'll call everybody. I'll call everybody on that list, follow up, leave them a voicemail, send them a text message, send them an email, send them a message on Facebook. I'm like one or the other, not all of those things. If you're having a slow day, create your marketing content, send your 50 connection requests, engage with 20 people on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and then hit your leads list. Call everybody you can, reach out to people, and then do that every single day for the next 30 days. And I promise you, you're going to be closer to getting a client than you would be if you didn't do that. How do you feel about offering some kind of discount 3 months into your new client service in exchange for Google reviews? Nope. I have 200 Google reviews on Harrisburg Bookkeeping. I've never offered a discount for Google reviews. Absolutely never. So I wouldn't do it. Just ask people. If you do a good job, people are more than happy to give you a Google review. Almighty 7,500 here. Maybe do you mean 7,500 per month, monthly recurring revenue? If so, that's awesome. Appreciate you sharing that. Congratulations. Hey, 7,500. That's like, what is that? I don't even know the math on that, but that's like probably above the national average for household income. So you are crushing it. Keep up the good work. Nick J. Brown. Hey, Zach, your dedication and time to us each morning is always appreciated. We are blessed to have you. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay, we are out of time. Let me look for a couple more questions. Let's see. I just spoke with someone at Dave Ramsey's company. Seems like you could get leads for $40 each, but it's actually $2K upfront for training and then $149 a month for coaching. Not worth it, in my opinion. Okay, that's not really a question. Let's see. One more question. You just saved me a bunch of time with that undeposited funds advice. I was just dealing with that yesterday and was working with QuickBooks Online for 2 hours, and they did not give me that advice. Florida Adventure Mom. So here's the logic behind it. So if I have a bank deposit for $2,000 and like an actual bank deposit for $2,000, and it was supposed to go towards an invoice that was for $2,000 that got an invoice, received payment, undeposited funds, $2,000. And then there's a bank deposit, an actual bank deposit for $2,000. What should have happened is that $2,000 should have got matched to the undeposited funds. But probably what ended up happening instead, we have that undeposited funds, and then we also have the $2,000 bank deposit get recorded as income. So that's why I believe I can confidently do that adjustment, because currently we have double income on the books. We have the undeposited funds income and the actual bank deposit get recorded as income. So right now we have double income. So we have to cancel that out. So that's why I can confidently do that strategy and be pretty sure that the income should still line up, and we're just basically canceling out the undeposited funds. Mackin Crowder 578 just hit my first six-figure year. Congratulations. That is amazing. Appreciate you. Appreciate you sharing that. Six figures. It's easier to make $100,000 as an employee, I believe. Easier to make $100,000 as an employee. There's a ton of employees who make 100 grand a year. Not many entrepreneurs who can get to that point. But I think it's easier to get to $1 million as an entrepreneur than it is as an employee. I would be willing to bet, I don't know this for sure, but there are probably more $1 million annual entrepreneurs than there are employees. I could be wrong. I might be wrong with doctors and lawyers, but I'm pretty sure that just kind of makes sense to me. At least I know for me. I don't think I ever could have made $1 million as an employee. I don't think I ever would have done that. But this year just hit $1 million. Let's see, a couple more questions. I want to thank you. You helped me. Let's see, who is this? Dennis of New York. Hello, Zach. I want to thank you. You helped me make the final decision to start a bookkeeping business. Currently, I'm getting the funds to start the business. Hey, here's the cool thing. I'm way over time right now, but I'm having a good time. So I got a couple more minutes. Here's the good thing about starting the bookkeeping business. You don't need any money. All you need is a laptop and an internet connection. You don't need any money. You don't need to buy a course. You don't need to pay anybody anything. You can learn everything you need all online. Now, with that being said, you need to understand bookkeeping fundamentals and accounting concepts. I'm not saying that you can run a bookkeeping business with no bookkeeping knowledge. You can start a bookkeeping business with no bookkeeping knowledge, but you have to learn bookkeeping fundamentals, debits and credits, assets, liabilities, equity, income, expenses. You have to learn bookkeeping fundamentals and accounting concepts, but you don't need any money. You could probably go to the library. You can watch YouTube videos. You can learn everything for free on your own. So the only reason I bring all that up is because I see you said that you're saving money. The only thing you really do need to save your money for is you need to save your money for quitting your job. So you should have 3 to 6 months of living expenses saved up before you quit your job so that you can go all in on your bookkeeping business. And let me just say that whenever I quit my full-time job and went all in on my bookkeeping business, took off. That is whenever I started to experience success I never thought possible. My full-time job was holding me back. Yeah. That's kind of how I feel right now with my bookkeeping business. If I can just be honest with you, I really want to quit bookkeeping, but I'm scared. I feel the same way as you right now. Zip Capital is, here's an analogy. To me, Zip Capital is to you, your bookkeeping business. And for me right now, Harrisburg Bookkeeping to me is your full-time job to you. Right now, I'm so scared. I'm holding on to Harrisburg Bookkeeping. It's making me $400,000 a year. I'm so scared to let it go. But I know that if I took a leap of faith, took the risk and went all in on Zip Capital, I know I could turn that into an 8-figure business. But if I can be honest, I'm feeling a little bit scared. So I know how you feel right now. I am scared to give up Harrisburg Bookkeeping. We'll see what happens. I had a record month last month. I made $70,000 in Zip Capital. I have 18 investors right now, and things are growing really well for Zip Capital, but it's hard. It's hard to give up what has been your stability for so long. So it's hard to give up your full-time job. Okay, only Johanna. I have multiple leads list. I have my ClickFunnels. I have a list from F2F networking events. How do you manage multiple follow-ups? So I just have one, I don't know. I just have one leads list. I just have a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. It's nothing fancy. It's nothing crazy. It's literally just a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. So I don't know, maybe can you combine all of these leads lists into one list. I've got 200 people on my Zip Capital leads list. So it's not a crazy list, but it's a pretty decent sized list. Um, Let's see. Let's see. One more question. One more question. Quick shout out, Zach. I appreciate your help. You are my daily motivation. Appreciate you. Any advice to go from 100K to 300K per year, or just keep doing the same thing with more volume? You're going to have to get more efficient. So figure out how much time does it take you to make $100,000 per year right now. Seriously, if you were to just do bookkeeping, how long does it take you to do that? Maybe 20 hours per week. So if it takes you 20 hours per week, it probably doesn't. It's probably less, but let's just say 15 hours per week. Then you could very confidently handle more volume. So you can you can double, you can go from 15 hours to 30 hours per week. And so you can go from $100,000 to $200,000 per year. But if you want to triple triple your money, you've got to triple your volume. So you need to do two things. Figure out how you can work more efficient. Figure out how you can get more customers, and figure out how you can work more efficiently. Now, there's going to be a lot of entrepreneurs that tell you to hire people and to leverage other people's time. And there's a ton of gurus out there that say that, and that's great advice. But I have a different opinion. I don't know. I've been doing this for 5 years. I like working by myself. That's just my own personal preference. I'm sure there's people watching this right now that love having employees. I'm not a huge fan of having employees. I would much rather figure out how to work more efficiently myself and handle more work myself and not necessarily rely on other people. I don't know. Maybe that's what led to me feeling burnt out. So I've been doing this for 5 years and I am feeling, but I'm still running my bookkeeping business. I'm just rambling at this point. My advice to you is figure out how you can work more efficiently and figure out how you can get more clients. Keep doing more of the same thing. Don't try to offer different things. Don't try to offer more services. Continue offering the same thing. If anything, offer less things. It's kind of counterintuitive, but if anything, like simplify your offer. Offer fewer things, get better at doing that one thing, and just do more marketing and work with more people, and you can absolutely get to $300 per year. Okay, that's it. I'm done. Have a great weekend, everybody, and I will see you all Tuesday. Check out all the links in the description of this video. If you haven't already, follow me on social media, Facebook, X, Instagram, LinkedIn. All my social media channels are linked down below. And finally, if you want to invest in Zip Capital, there's a link where you can register down below. I'm offering 8% up to 12% fixed returns to accredited investors. I would love to chat with you if you want to invest in Zip Capital. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'll see you all next week.